Hello everyone and a warm welcome. My name is Simon and I'll be hosting today's webinar that has the title of Enjoy the Privilege and Quality of Being a Student in a Green, Peaceful and Caring Country, Study in Slovenia. And today you will learn about the presentation of the many study programs offered by the universities and other higher educational institutes. That is from the University of Ljubljana, University of Nova Gorica, University of Primorska, as well as the University of Maribor. You'll hear more about the subjects and the programs that are being taught in English, more information about the study conditions, the duration of the programs, enrollment procedures, fees, and etc. You'll also learn about the language requirements and the language learning options, as well as the benefits of the student life in Slovenia, because you have the option of having subsidized meals and subsidized transports, as well as the student work possibilities. Among many things, you'll also hear about the study exchange programs, summer schools, and of course about the extracurricular activities. And telling you much more than just this will be my lovely panel of 5 presenters that are joining me today from Slovenia, from Ljubljana. And firstly, I would like to introduce Marija Medved from Study in Slovenia. Next off, it's time to meet Katja Cerar. She is the Head of Office for Internationalization at the University of Ljubljana. And then sitting next to her, we have Stojan Primožič. He is the Study Program Advisor at the University of Maribor, so that's our second university. And then it's time to meet Boris Kavur. He is the Vice Rector for Internationalization from University of Primorska. And then last but not least, we also have joining us Veronika Piccinini, who is the Student Recruitment Advisor from the last university, being University of Nova Gorica. And a warm welcome to you guys. How are you today?
Doing very well.
Very well.
Marvelous. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm sure that the audience that has joined would actually prefer to hear more from you. So without further ado, let's go to your presentation. Let's make it full screen for the audience to enjoy it better. And the last step would be me giving you the presenter role, and with it, the floor, and you guys can take it from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello. Hello to everybody, to all the young students who have joined us on this webinar, and who would like, like you said, Simon, who would like to learn more about Slovenia, our country, and all the unique possibilities of being a student in this part of the world. Probably you don't know where Slovenia is, but we are here to give you more information so that you know where we are and make you very warmly welcome. So why would you choose Slovenia? First of all, we were thinking, okay, it's a small country, it may not be on the map as big as Russia, but it's a very safe country, which in these circumstances is a very important thing, as you know. Its surface is very green. It's woods and forests everywhere. One of the things we do well is speak many foreign languages, so you won't have any problems communicating in English, Italian, German, French, and also all the languages of the former Yugoslavia. So this is one of the things we are very proud of. And we would also like to emphasize the quality of our life. Everywhere we go, we come back and then see and appreciate more what we have at home. Also in the lifestyle, in the quality of living and all the benefits that we have in this country. It's a small country, like I've said many times already, but we have it all. We have, you can go skiing in an hour from Ljubljana or even less. You have many lakes, many rivers, and then we have the sea, also just an hour away from here. And we are located next to Italy and Austria and Hungary and Croatia. So you're in a very good position to discover cities like Vienna, Venice, Milano, or when you go for a swim on Croatian islands, or go, to a festival in Budapest. So you're very near to a lot of cities in Europe, and we are part of the EU. So we're, perfectly located. But that's not, what you need to know. Of course, we will focus on being a student here. And why is it such a unique opportunity if you're here? Because we say you have like ideal student life while being on a study or study exchange, because we have possibilities of subsidized meals. You have for very low budget, you can get excellent choice of food, And also you have subsidized transport in the cities. And then what is very unique for Slovenia is that you can work as a student, of course not the full time, but you can work to a certain extent and, you know, make your life here even easier because you can learn, you can earn a little bit of money. For extracurricular activities, universities will tell you also that there's so much activities going on that make your life very pleasant while being here and while studying. And one of the things we would also like to emphasize is that every university has a career center, so they may guide you and give you support. And also a buddy, you know, for international students, you have a buddy or a tutor system, which makes you even more welcome because they take care of you while you're a student here, not only in a study related issues, but also, you know, social life and things that are concerned, you know, that are important to you while you're being here. Like Simon has already said, don't worry about Slovene language. Not many people speak Slovene apart from us, but there's a lot of options you can learn Slovene. You have it here on the slide, one of the online courses, which is very appreciated by the foreign students and they love it, so you're welcome to try it. And you also have some other courses, more and less intensive. But of course there's programs also in English. Not everything is in Slovene, so you don't need to be perfect you know, through the whole procedure. And then we have a lot of libraries which help you there, and it's a good infrastructure there. And then, like I said, you have a lot of possibilities to travel and do activities in a way of sport or leisure time, or, you know, there's a lot of things you can do in our country. And last but not least, we would like to emphasize that we do have a delicious food. It varies, and we have an impact from Mediterranean and the Balkan food, so it's a very tasty combination, which is also important also for you, I would say. So why would you study? I know, you now already know why would you come here, but let me emphasize also the ratio between the quality. We really do take care of the quality of our study, and compared to some other European countries, the fees are not as high per year as somewhere else. And many countries, due to our bilateral agreements, you don't need to pay tuition. So you have more information available on our website or university website, so you will see. And then we have funds for or scholarships, also up to PhD and also including the PhD level. Many programs, like I said, are delivered in English. Particularly, you will have more choice on the second and third level. So for master and PhD courses, you will have a lot of opportunities there. And we also all agreed that you don't have so much other costs while you're studying. You know, there's not an extensive list of what you would be paying for while you're studying here. And last but not least, there's other programs like shorter versions of studying here or doing an exchange like Erasmus or CEPUS program, or we have the bilateral agreements, and based on them you can have an opportunity to come for a few months. You don't need to stay here for longer. So, you know, you can think of it and then see what suits you best. But otherwise, our higher education system is part of the Bologna system. So you have a short cycle higher vocational education, which programs last normally 2 years. And then you have the first level, which is bachelor degree. You have 3 or 4 years, depending on the program. And then for master, you have 1 to 2 years, and then 3 years of doctoral programs. Well, majority of universities are public. We also have private university, and then we have the other smaller higher education institutions, which you will find on the website. It's around 50 of them, so you can also have a look there. So now that I've had you interested even more, how do you get here? You can check our website, Studying Slovenia, or you can go to universities. You will now hear directly from them and see, have their links and hear about their possibilities and particularities. And one of the things is also important that most of the calls are open and are published with all the deadlines for application. And we do have a national system, it's online, for applying, but think first and then you will get to it, no problem. So I will give the word to my first university. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. Hello, everybody. My name is Katja, and I'm coming from the University of Ljubljana. I'm going to tell you about our university, what can you study here, and what can you expect as our students. So, our university is located in Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, which is a very youthful and pleasant city to live in. We have many theaters, galleries, museums, and in the city center you can find a lot of pubs and restaurants too, and there is a lot of green areas in the city center. So here on the picture you can see Kongresni Trg. This is one of the largest squares in Ljubljana, and there is also a seat of our university, which was established in 1919 with 5-member schools. So next year we're going to celebrate 100-year anniversary. At present, we have 23 faculties and 3 art academies, which covers all fields of studies, and they are all located in Ljubljana, except Faculty of Maritime Studies and Transport, which is located in Portorož by the sea. So this year we have almost 40,000 students who are studying at our university, and among them there are approximately 10% of international students. Our university is very successful in the research area, and we have more than 30% of all registered researchers in Slovenia. And our particular concern is transfer of knowledge to the economy, and that's why we cooperate closely with Slovenian and foreign companies. And as our student, you will have the opportunity to participate in those projects. So in the next academic year, you can select among 373 degree programs at bachelor, master, and doctoral levels. You can see that you don't have to pay tuition fee if you're coming from EU countries or if you are coming from the countries with which Slovenia has included bilateral agreements. These are Serbia, Kosovo, Montenegro, and and probably there will be signed again with Bosnia and Herzegovina, but this will be known probably in April. Tuition pays students who study part-time or doctoral students, and if you have already acquired equivalent degree of education. So according to Slovenian legislation, we have to organize our programs in Slovene language, but some of our faculties also organize programs in English and other foreign languages too. So in the next academic year, we will have 69 programs organized in English or other foreign languages. Mostly on bachelor or master level, there will be 42 degree programs, and of master you can choose among 6 degree programs. Here you can see that most of the master programs in foreign language will be provided at our Faculty of Arts, which is our largest faculty, and they offer a lot of language programs too. We are committed to interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary studies, and we offer 5 multidisciplinary master degree programs and 11 joint degree programs together with universities from abroad. Here are listed only those programs which will be provided in foreign languages. At the doctoral level, we have 21 degree programs. This year, we organized for the first time joint doctoral degree program, Governance and Economics in Public Sector, together with University of Rijeka from Croatia. This is our neighbor country. And as I mentioned before, doctoral students have to pay for their studies, but we have co-financing scheme for all students who have the conditions to get co-financing. So very important for those candidates who are interested to study at our university at doctoral level is that you have to choose a mentor before enrollment, and you have at least agree on the content of doctoral dissertation and participation in research work. So doctoral programs are usually provided in small groups, and lecturers and professors and students agree about the language. Here you can see that we have different application periods at bachelor level for candidates who are coming from EU countries and those who are coming from non-EU countries. So if you're coming from EU country, so now it's already ongoing application period, as Maria mentioned, and it will end for EU candidates by the end of the March, and for non-EU candidates, I think on April 20th. And then the second period for EU candidates will be from 22nd to 29th August. And if our faculties and academies will announce available enrollment slots, there will be second application period also for candidates who are coming from non-EU countries and those in Slovenians without Slovenian citizenship in September, from 12 to 14 September. At master and doctoral level, we have different application deadlines, so please go to our website and check the specific degree program you are interested in. As our students, you will get many opportunities to get involved in extracurricular, research, and other activities. You will be able to attend additional and training courses. We are organizing and prepare a special activity called Tier Plus. This is help just for international students to get you acquired language and other skills in your first year of study in Slovenia at bachelor and master level. And you will be able to join to many Slovene language courses before the beginning of the academic year and during the academic year. And you can learn Slovene language also now online. You have this possibility. And we have Slovene teachers at foreign universities, so you can check on our website and contact them if they are in your country, and they will give you information about the possibility, about the courses of Slovene language in your country. So our university is very committed to internationalization, and that's why we cooperate and exchange our arts and scientific achievements with many universities from abroad. Now I would like to invite you to our website. Maria will help me to establish connection. And at our website, you will be able to find short presentation of study in 12 different languages. And there are also published all relevant information about offered degree programs in this academic year, about tuition fee, about language of instruction, enrollment requirements, admission and administrative procedures, and also about living in Slovenia and so on. So I hope you get all necessary information. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to write us in the comment section below, or you can always send us email. Thank you. Now I'm going to give a word to Stojan from University of Maribor.
Thank you. Okay, hello, welcome. So my name is Stojan and I come from the University of Maribor, and let me tell you a few things about our university. So the University of Maribor is situated in Maribor, which is the second largest city, and also our university is the second largest university in Slovenia. We are situated in the northeast of the country, and also most of our faculties are situated in Maribor. We are quite a big university. We offer 17 faculties. Most of them, as I mentioned, are situated in Maribor. 5 of them are scattered around other cities in Slovenia. We offer 185 study programs, which are Bologna study programs, on all levels. So that's bachelor, PhD, and master study programs. In the current academic year, we have 672 enrolled foreign students, and our staff is about 1,700 members. Our faculties, as I mentioned, we offer a wide range of faculties and study fields. So you can study from natural sciences to engineering, medical and health sciences, social sciences, and humanities. Our study programs are in Slovenian, but in this academic year, in the current academic year, we will also offer a few study programs in English. But for that, I would suggest you to go to our website and check the call for enrollment, because there are some conditions applied to which study programs will be offered in English, if there are, of course, enough foreign students enrolled. Maria. So we are proud of our university, because 3 years in a row we were ranked as the top Slovenian university by the Times University ranking. Also, we were ranked best among the fields of mathematics and physics and astronomy, and we also got the award for outstanding international student satisfaction. So why come and study at our university? As I mentioned before, we offer a wide range of study programs. Many study programs are offered also in English, as I mentioned. We have an effective tutoring system. There is an active career center of the University of Maribor, which helps students already during the studies and also after they graduate, and they help them in the job market. Students have the opportunity to be a part of many student competition teams, which are very successful. We offer many activities in sports or culture. The study programs can be also offered as e-learning, as e-study, and we offer also many e-study materials for the study programs. Our application period, if you're applying for undergraduate studies and you come from EU member countries, the first application period is March 30th, and then we have a second application period between August 22nd and 29th. If you come from non-EU countries, there is also 2 application periods. First application period is until April 20th, and then the second application period is between September 12th and September 14th. For postgraduate studies, if you come from EU countries, you only have 1 application period, which is until September 10th. And if you are applying for and you come from a non-EU country, there's 2 application periods. One is until May 31st, and then the second application period is between July 9th and September 10th. How much does it cost? How much does it cost to come study at the University of Maribor? As my colleagues mentioned before, if you come from an EU country or a country that has an agreement with the Republic of Slovenia, the study is free. Otherwise, if you come from non-EU countries, for undergraduate studies, you would pay around 2,500 euros per year. For master studies, the average is about 3,000 euros, and for PhD studies, around 3,500 euros. Some additional info about our university, please visit our website, www.um.si. I will show you later the website. If you have questions, there's 2 emails, one for the undergraduate studies and one for postgraduate studies. And also we are present at on Facebook, so please visit also our Facebook site. So I'll ask my colleague to just show you our website. So this is the English part of the University of Maribor website, where you can find all the information on the left-hand side, all the information about undergraduate study, postgraduate study, call for enrollment, and so on. So I hope you got some useful information, and I would like to welcome you at the University of Maribor. And now on to the University of Primorska.
Dear colleagues, dear future students, welcome to the presentation of University of Primorska. Sometimes it is very good to be the youngest child of the Slovenian educational system because my colleagues told so much about those requirements and basics which hold for the whole Slovenian educational system. So you heard everything about the costs. They're much the same. You heard about the enrollment. This is nationally regulated. So I will be able to speak about the circumstances of living and studying in Koper. And those are, let me say, a little bit more beautiful than in the rest of Slovenia. We are located at the coast of the Mediterranean. So few kilometers to Italy and few kilometers to Croatia is nothing in comparison to the few hundred meters which divide our university from the northern tip of the Adriatic. And as a famous philosopher and historian from Croatia said, once you dip your hand into the Adriatic, you are in contact with the whole world. And the whole world means literally whole world, since the port of Koper is becoming one of the major trading centers for Central and Eastern Europe. Basically, if you're eating a banana in Central Europe, it has been to Koper. So you're invited to join the place where your banana has already been. Our university was established some 15 years ago. This means that we are not burdened with the burdens of the past. And we were able to develop a very dynamic environment for studying and doing research. This means that although we have got less than 10% of foreign students at the moment, but we have got more than 10% of our staff, of our professors coming from abroad. So wherever you come from, it will be very easy for you to find students coming from your homeland or professors coming from your place of origins at our university. That's why the tutorial system, and actually the system of support for foreign students, is much more individual and much more user-friendly than you could imagine by reading through our basic documents. To move to the subjects, being so small is sometimes a very big benefit because you can study at 6 faculties where you are not only a number, but you very soon become an individual. You can work in small study groups. Consequently, you are very soon involved with your professors into some basic research work, for which you can luckily also get paid, since our university is quite successful by obtaining funds for student work and student and professor research. Of course, our university offers at the moment more than 80 study programs in which foreign students make a large degree on master and PhD students. So by reading through our programs, you can realize that they are very user-friendly and oriented also towards foreign students. You can learn very easily foreign languages at our university. So although there's no problem of communicating in numerous foreign languages, there are courses of Slovenian language available for all the foreign students and all those who would like to work on their language capacities. Slowly to conclude, our university is not only the most Western Slavic university in Europe, but also the university in Europe which has only got bilateral agreement with the Lomonosov Moscow State University. So the Russian giant is giving with our university some double degrees in economics and finances and in mathematics, and we are developing some further programs with them and numerous other universities around the world, for which we are very pleased and feel honorable to be able to do so. And of course, we are also very proud of our research. Just the last year, our Center of Excellence, which was established by the university and foreign partners in Renew, has grown into a major infrastructure for research of renewable sources specializing on wood technologies. So, although being a small university, unable to cover all the fields of research and education, we are very good at those few things we are doing. And of course, to conclude, what we are especially proud of is our university press. The university press, where each and every publication of our university is available online for free. And there you can also find the basic information about studying in our university, such as the booklet about the study offer and the welcome guide to our university. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of University of Primorska, I bid you welcome to join us in this wonderful place of the Mediterranean. And now, just let me allow you to join the last presenter of the day, Madam Veronica.
Okay, so hello, my name is Veronica Piccinini and I represent the University of Nova Gorica. Among the universities present here today, we are the smallest and the westernmost university in Slovenia. First, I would like to introduce the position of our university on the map, because Nova Gorica is a relatively small town. If we compare it to Ljubljana, it is located in western Slovenia, just next to the Italian-Slovenian border, as you can see it on the map. And our university is actually located in the town itself, but we also have two other campuses in the neighboring towns, Ajdovščina and Vipava. And as you will learn later on, we also operate in Italy, so we are actually one university in two countries, as you will learn later. A few words about our town and our wider region. It's called the North Primorska region. The word Primorska actually means near the sea, and indeed we are not far from the sea, and we are not far from the University of Primorska. If you have a look at the picture shown in the slide, you can see that we live in a kind of very nice and attractive sub-Mediterranean region between the mountains. On the left, you see a very popular tourist spot, the Soča River in the unspoiled nature, and the Alps behind. On the other hand, on the right, you have the rolling hills of Burba, which is a sub-Mediterranean border region known for winemaking, and there you also have cherries, which is also a sign of Mediterranean climate. Nova Gorica is a town which is relatively young and modern, so you can see it from the architecture itself. As I told you, it is located on the very border with Italy and actually forms a single conurbation with the neighboring town of Gorizia, Italy. And in the right, you can see a photo that almost every student takes when he or she comes to study to our university. There is a square located between the towns of Nova Gorica and the Italian town of Gorizia, where actually the border between the two countries runs right through the square, and everybody likes to take a photo with one foot in Italy and one in Slovenia. If we move on, I've already told you we are one university in two countries. Here you can see our premises. The main one in Nova Gorica, number 1, and Vipava and Ajdovščina, number 2 and 3. This is in Slovenia still, but we also run some programs in Italy. Number 4 is in the neighboring town of Gorizia, where we have our School of Arts. And number 5 is actually Venice, where we run one of our doctoral study programs. Our study programs are carried out by 7 schools. Here you have the list of schools and study programs. We offer study programs of all levels, from bachelor's to doctoral study programs. We cover all major fields, from engineering, science, that means natural sciences, to humanities, arts and biotechnology. So the School of Engineering and Management offers bachelor's and master's degree in engineering and management. The School of Environmental Sciences covers the area of the environmental sciences on bachelor's and master's levels. The School of Science is specialized in physics and astrophysics. It has bachelor's and master's study program in this field. And a novelty in this academic year is also the master's study program in material science. Well, we are kind of unique, and we are the only university in the Balkan area, so to say, or this part of Europe, offering a specialized bachelor's study program in viticulture and enology. I've already mentioned the vineyards, and indeed winemaking is a serious business in this part of Slovenia and the wider cross-border region. So we also feel the need to preserve this tradition and educate experts for the future who will continue this tradition of winemaking in the future. The School of Arts is specialized in digital arts and practices and media arts and practices. You can choose between different modules, as you can see. This school is located in Gorica, Italy, but it's still within the walking distance from our headquarters in Nova Gorica. The School of Humanities offers study programs in the areas of cultural history and Slovene studies on the bachelor's level, and again Slovene studies and master's level. Then we also offer an Erasmus Mundus joint study program in migration and intercultural relations. And in this academic year, we have already introduced the unique study program, Digital Humanities. Our graduate school covers PhD programs. These last for 4 years. I will not go through all of them. Perhaps I should point out some very unique and specialized study programs like Karstology. I've learned that we are actually the only university in the world offering this study program in this field. Perhaps you do not know what Karstology means. The word is related to some type of terrain. Probably you have heard that Slovenia has beautiful underground caves. And actually, this is the study about this type of terrain. We also offer some double degrees with international universities. For example, you have a double degree with one of the universities in Venice in Italy in the field of environment. That is on the master's level, and another double doctoral degree with another Italian university on the doctoral level. And now I would like to point out the advantages of studying with us. Well, I agree with the University of Primorska, which has already explained that smallness can be actually an advantage. And indeed, from the student's point of view, I should say that taking into account our smallness, it means that we can actually work with our students pretty individually. And it is actually surprising how favorable our professor and student number ratio is. So the ratio is actually 1 to 3, so it means 3 students per 1 professor. We also offer a lot of possibilities of engaging in research yet during your studies, because we have very well equipped research units, laboratories, centers, where all the necessary equipment is also available to the students. and we are more than glad if students express the wish to engage in research and find a mentor for that. We also encourage international mobility a lot. So far, we not only have a lot of international students, by the way, the current number of international students, or actually I should say the percentage, is almost 50% in general. But we also have a lot of mobility students studying on a short term in Slovenia, and also a lot of outgoing students which spend their mobility periods abroad. Well, in terms of our study programs, I would say that mostly they are very practically oriented, contemporary, and all this, we believe, boosts your employment possibilities. And indeed, in general, about 93% of our graduates find a job within 1 year after graduating. That's the latest data from our career center from January 2018. We also have very strong links to local and international businesses. We are very, I would say, internationally oriented, also in research, not only in academic areas, I would say, and all this, we believe, enhances the quality of our study programs. Well, I would also like to point out another advantage. Since we are small, it means we are very flexible, and we are also specialized in offering an alternative mode of study for special student groups who might need some adapted modes of study. So we have been offering a growing number of e-learning opportunities. We have a lot of lectures that are being professionally recorded and then available online. We have a lot of online classrooms and other possibilities of e-learning materials. And we also offer tailored modes of study for student athletes. General advantages of studying, mostly they have already been pointed out. So I would say subsidized student meals, no tuition fees for citizens of certain countries, and we are also unique. Again, in Nova Gorica, our municipality offers free town transport to everybody, not only students. And of course, it's a very safe environment. Admission deadlines are similar to the ones set by other universities. Currently, they are open for all levels and for the citizens of all countries. For the rest, please consult our website or contact our student office. Here are the admission deadlines for master's and PhD studies. And maybe a word about language of instruction. Officially, on bachelor's and master's levels, it is Slovene, and on PhD level, it is English. However, again, due to our smallness and flexibility, we can make individual arrangements, and we can actually work in smaller groups and offer the student also their language support. And if there are enough students, we can also run parallel courses in English. There are no special requirements in terms of the Slovene language knowledge, but the B2 level of proficiency in English is required for those who do not really know Slovene, or I should say recommended, strongly recommended, not required. Well, it's of course easy to say yourself that, well, you're of good quality, but I should also point out what the others say. So again, you can check different rankings available on our website and the results. Perhaps I can mention the latest Round University ranking. It's a global ranking of universities, and we are very proud because we have achieved the 186th place on a global scale. And I also like the quote of the European Student Association. We have found a small, young, active and enthusiastic university with happy and satisfied students. And actually, we are on the mission to keep up with the good work. So please check our website, ask questions, write comments, or contact our student office. And here are our contacts. And this was all for me. Thank you very much for listening. I will pass on the word to Maria again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I would just like to point out all the contacts. We are very active also on, each of us has a Facebook, and then Studying Slovenia has Instagram and YouTube channel, so you can follow us there. And you have all the contacts listed here. And just the last thing, you will have this slide more available. We're not only doing this live online event, but we will also have next week, we will do a Facebook Live for Montenegro especially. And then we are going to be on the educational fair in Belgrade. This is a traditional fair where Studying Slovenia is present every year. And then for the first time, Studying Slovenia as such is going to Geneva to EAA fair. And then traditionally fairs in Croatia, we are going there as well. Third time we will be in India in November in New Delhi. And we are still waiting to hear when we are in Bosnia. So if you're from any of these countries, please, pay attention to via Facebook or website. You will see all the information is not available at the moment. Okay, so we leave this slide and we go back to Simon.
Guys, thank you so much, Maria, Katja, Veronica, Boris, and Stoyan, for your part to the webinar, which hasn't quite ended yet. We have now reached the Q&A part of the webinar, where our esteemed audience members can submit their questions by typing them into the appropriate panel called the Q&A. That is the information for the few that join us a little bit later. And in fact, I have a lot of questions already submitted. And let's kick things off with the topic that was asked most in the Q&A, which was the application process. Perhaps the question would be, perhaps to rephrase a lot of the questions, do you have a centralized application form for the 4 universities, or what would be the procedure for anybody looking to study one of the programs?
We have it's the national. Just a second. Let me see it. Simon. Can I just go back to? Thank you.
Maria, I believe if you click, yes, there we go.
Okay. There's an online system which we call the e-Bösche, and I have the link in one of the slides. Okay. Okay.
We can show you on the internet.
It's here. It's here. So if Simon does it, no. In one of in this slide, there's a national admission system, and it's an online procedure, and it's the same for all. All students need to go through it. Yeah.
Let me just rephrase this. We have a national admission system, and each and every university in our presentation showed the link. The system is transparent, user-friendly. Sometimes, if any questions would arise, you can contact the admission offices of all the universities. You have also seen the links on the PowerPoint presentation, where colleagues are very glad to help you out. And of course, the basic information from our Slovenian educational system you can find on the homepage Study in Slovenia, which is provided by the Study in Slovenia office, here represented by Maribor.
And if I may add, I've just shared the link to our audience members, in fact, to all of the participants in the chat panel. It is in English, and you guys can find more information about the enrollment or application procedure on the website that you actually currently have on the screen.
Yes, and I would just like to add that you have also video presentations about enrollment procedures. And enrollment procedures is run for the bachelor level at University of Ljubljana on the rectorate level, and for master and doctoral it's run at our faculty and academies. I don't know, probably it's the same as your university. Yeah. So, and you have all email addresses and contact persons you can contact on our ministry regarding applying to this e-application.
If I may, just in from Rahela, saying that the EVS offers sign-in by electronic signature. How can she get the e-signature credentials?
Second paragraph, last word, click here.
Perfect, thank you so much. And then I have a few questions regarding any scholarships being available.
Yes, scholarships are available through our public, they have quite a long name. I will find it here. It is called Public Scholarship Development, Stability and Maintenance Fund of the Republic of Slovenia. They usually call for, have open calls for Western Balkans students in the, I think in the field of engineering and technology at master and doctoral level. Last year it was also for students from Georgia and from India, a doctoral study. Yeah. Here I would just like to point out that those students who get scholarships, they also get accommodation in student hall residence. But our university does not provide scholarships. I don't know what about yours.
Just the one through the Ministry of Education for PhD studies.
At the University of Primorska, there are several scholarships financed by the industry and by the trade or from the region. So candidates can, already enrolled candidates can apply at the pages of the university. And of course, as was mentioned before, our Ministry of Science and Education co-financed in the last 2 years majorly the PhD studies. So if this politically desired trend should continue, we can be pretty sure that most of the best PhD students will have tuition-free studies also in the future.
Thank you so much, Boris. And in fact, I had a question. I believe it was an attendee from Kosovo asking if they would have to pay the tuition fee for the University of Ljubljana, that is.
This is valid for all tuition fee of Kosovo. No, students from Kosovo have to pay tuition fee only if they decide to study part-time. And as I mentioned before, if they have already acquired equivalent degree of education and the doctoral studies. Otherwise, this is on the Slovenia, on the country level. Our country has agreement with Kosovo, so those students do not have to pay tuition fee for bachelor and master studies.
Thank you so much. And now that we've kicked things off with a few questions from the Q&A, we also have a few very short questions for our audience members in the form of a poll that I've just opened, where we would like to know where you're thinking of studying. Would it be University of Ljubljana? Would it be University of Maribor? Perhaps University of Primorska? Or last but not least, would it be University of Nova Gorica? We would also like to know what level of studies are you interested in. Would it be a bachelor and a single cycle master degree? Would it be a master degree or perhaps a doctoral degree? That is the second question. And if you would please specify the field of your desired study. And with the last one, what made you decide for studying in Slovenia? As you can see, a very short poll, shouldn't take you long to fill it out. just please make sure to click on that submit button in order to finalize your answers. Otherwise, your efforts will have been in vain. So thank you very much in advance for doing so. And then let's see what else can we address from the many questions that we have in the Q&A. Allow me to see. A good question was from a few attendees if it's possible to apply to more than just one university.
Yes.
Yes.
But then there is a procedure.
It is, let's say, on the first level, will be a little bit problematic because for foreign students, adding the information into the system would mostly ascribe you to the study program you selected as being the first. Of course, on the master and PhD levels, where you actually choose by yourself into which faculty or actually university you enroll, there is, let's say, a little bit more problem because there is no control where you can apply. Normally, we would encourage to think about where to apply and to add in a single application in order not to have any administrative problems in the future.
Thank you very much, Boris. And actually, Isabella would like to know if it's possible to follow two separate programs at the same time. She's interested in doing law and economics.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's actually for the University of Ljubljana.
It is possible in the second year of study. So first she should enroll, I don't know, Isabella, you should pick Faculty of Law or Faculty of Economics, and then when you will be at the second year of your study, you can apply also to another faculty. But you have to have all requirements needed for application.
And of course, the basis for parallel studies are defined for each study programs individually. So you have to check at the study program if it allows and under which circumstances, and of course under which financial requirements the enrollment in the second study program is available.
Thank you guys so much. I see a multitude of questions still being submitted. So what we're going to try to do today in our live session is to address the ones that are beneficial to a broader audience, whereas the specific ones, I'll make sure to forward them to the appropriate faculty members, and I'm sure that they will then get back to you explaining everything in an email, because I see we have a lot of questions, in fact, submitted. Perhaps to change the topic, Adnan has a good question, asking if it's true that there are only a certain number of dormitories available for foreign students.
Yes.
Yes.
It depends where.
Yes, I think that every university has a certain number of spaces available in student dormitories for foreign students.
Well, in our case, in Nova Gorica, there's enough of accommodation for everybody, so all the students, I'm sure, will get a place in a dormitory. So in our case, it is not a problem. Fortunately.
Perhaps a related question here would be specifically for Ljubljana, coming in from Amna. What is the cost of the dormitory?
I think it's around 120 euros. I think it's from 70 to 120. This information is also published on our website. But usually dormitory gets, as I mentioned before, those who get scholarship from the ministry.
Thank you so much.
You can check our website. You can go on the chapter about living in Slovenia, and there we have all the links. How can you find accommodation by yourself? I don't know, a single room together with other students and so on. And it's also not very expensive, the rent.
Thank you so much. I've just brought back the presentation with a few key email addresses and websites, if that's okay. And let's see, I had a good question that I marked over here. Every international student might be wondering what the attendees submitted. Are they allowed to have a part-time job while studying in Slovenia?
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Like I've said, they could, they can work as students up to a certain amount of hours per month. Of course, it's not easy to study and work at the same time, but they have this possibility, yes.
And even more, our ministry is to a certain degree encouraging this. In the national development strategies, there are projects like creative programs for
transferring the knowledge into practice.
Knowledge into practice and for collaboration with non-profit organizations. And universities have submitted and obtained a lot of such research programs where students are actively involved. They are doing their education-based research, and they even get very well paid for this. And this is one of our national strategies, encouraging the involvement of students into practical research. And of course, it is open for all our students, regardless of their place of origin.
Thank you yet again, guys. Slightly related question here would be regarding postgraduate career options for PhD students. What are the opportunities to get some work after finishing their postgraduate degree?
Let me put it in this way. Very successful and excellent PhD students can apply for post-PhD grants financed by our Ministry of Science and Education. Of course, successful students are interesting for our research institutions as well as the industry. And of course, our education, PhDs obtained by Slovenian universities, are a very good passport to continue the career also in Central, Western European and global research institutions.
Boris, thank you so much. And then let's touch Tony's question. He has a good question asking us how do the ECT credits work? How would they know how many points they get from their grades?
Well, every study program has a certain amount of ECTS, and also every course you can follow all the courses online, and every course has a certain number of ECTS assigned, and then you just calculate and see how many you gather with per semester and per year. In average, the undergraduate study programs have 180 ECTS for 3 years, yeah, and then master study programs 120 if it's 2 years, and also then PhD study programs 360.
Yeah, and you also have single cycle master's degree programs which are for EU-regulated professions such as medicine, veterinary medicine, pharmacy, architecture, and those programs last 5 or 6 years, and you can gain 300 or 360 ECTS points. As I mentioned, but on the bachelor level, it's for 3 or 4 years lasting degree programs, and on master there are also 1 year programs.
Perhaps we should mention that the grade that you get for passing your exam and the number of ECTC points are not related. So a grade is your achievement, your level of excellence, but the number of points, of ECTC points that you get when you pass the exam is always the same. If you get a passing grade, any of the passing grades, you get the same number of ECTS points, because 1 ECTS point is roughly estimated to represent from 25 to 30 hours of student work. And in that amount, all the work is included. So the lectures and individual work and seminar work and field work, everything needed to pass a particular course.
Thank you so much, Veronica, for clarifying that. And perhaps to switch topic, Adnan has a really good question. Are Slovenian language courses free to attend for foreign students?
Yes, at our university there are. I don't know.
Yes, we have some courses, Slovenian language courses.
Yeah, but
yeah, free.
Yeah, but we have only this for full-time students who study at our university for degree program. Exchange students, we have quite a lot of exchange students too, but they have to participate. We co-finance those language courses, but they are not free for all exchange students. And you can, sorry, I would just like to point out our online language course, which was prepared just, I don't know, I think 3 months ago. This is also for free, so you can use it now if you're preparing or deciding to study in Slovenia. You can use this system and learn Slovenian language, and we also have Slovenian language teachers at universities abroad, and you can contact them about information how to learn Slovenian language at your own country. Yeah, sorry, Veronica.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I just wanted to point out that, for example, at our university, if you opt for such a language course, Slovenian language course, you also have the opportunity as an international student to apply at your school where you are enrolled to recognize the ECTC points that you gather with this kind of a course. So it can be counted as one of the elective subjects if you agree beforehand. The deans of the schools indeed encourage that a lot, since we believe that language knowledge is also a great tool for you to be successful in your studies.
Yeah, and we have the same system at our university.
Thank you so much, guys. Perhaps I have some reoccurring questions regarding the English taught courses. Is there a fully taught English program? But I'm not sure if the attendees would like to know if it's perhaps a bachelor, perhaps a master program. But perhaps would you guys mind doing a quick recap?
Well, we organized some of our degree programs in English if we have enough students enrolled in the program, and they are fully organized in English. As I mentioned, on the doctoral level, students and lecturers agree about the language, and we have very small 6 degree programs at bachelor level in English, but more, as also Maria mentioned, are on master and doctoral level.
Yes, also at the University of Maribor, we offer some study programs in English on undergraduate, bachelor level, and on master and PhD level. But for specific information for which one you can study in English, you can look up the call for enrollment. And also, of course, the number of students. The study program must enroll a certain number of foreign students to be taught in English.
As mentioned by my predecessors and mentioned also earlier, the problem is that according to Slovenian legislation, the official language has to be Slovenian. Consequently, the number of English courses is rather small. At our university, the whole vertical is presented only for studies of mathematics to a certain degree by information sciences, management and economics, or management of touristic destinations. But as we all mentioned before, the support of Slovenian language courses is so well organized in all universities, and also co-financed by the internationalization projects by the Ministry of Science, Research and Education, that our students have less problems enrolling into Slovenian courses than mastering with their previous knowledge the application of the enrollment in English courses.
Yeah, I would just like to point out that it's best that you, for all enrollment requirements offered degree programs, available enrollment slots, that you check out all of our calls for enrollment, which are usually published in February on our website, and there are all information also regarding language and the requirement if you, I don't know, have to pass Slovene language exam at B2 level for some of the degree programs.
Thank you so much, guys. I hope that you have some time to perhaps answer a question more. Because I've had a good question recently submitted by Amna, saying if it's necessary to know Slovene language as a test of their abilities.
What's the answer? Okay. Yeah. But at our university, you have to pass Slovene language exam at B2 level if you wish to enroll at some bachelor and master's degree programs. For example, our Academy of Theatre, Radio, Film and Television requires that. Our Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Administration, Faculty of Health Sciences. Also, some Slovene language, for some Slovene language courses at Faculty of Arts, and program journalism at Faculty of Social Sciences. But we do not have such requirements on the doctoral level. But this is not like a test of ability, capacity, and skill. This is different. This is Slovene language exam. Also, some our faculties require those tests, but this is not the same.
Again, for optimal information, you should just contact either the offices, admission offices of the universities, or just check at individual study programs' web pages. If anything, then we can be proud of the transparency and the level of information on all of our web pages for our universities, where we are pretty sure that you can get quite easily the specific information at the moment when you decide at which university, which faculty, and which study program you're interested in.
Thank you.
Perhaps if I may add, at our university, we don't require any Slovenian language pre-knowledge. But of course, it is a great benefit for you, especially at bachelor's and master's levels, or in specific fields like, of course, Slovene studies or cultural history, where without knowing Slovene, it is rather difficult to study. On the other hand, there are all PhD study programs fully carried out in English, and individual arrangements possible on other levels at other study programs. But also at all universities, like they have already pointed out, Slovenian language support is available and also appreciated by the international students, I guess.
Thank you so much yet again. Let's see, perhaps a question to wrap things up would be when the students are choosing one of the 4 universities available to study in Slovenia, they're saying that perhaps the price of the dormitory or the food, for that matter, sort of the cost of living, would play a factor. Are there any big differences between the different universities, between the different cities?
Small differences, I would say.
Yeah.
Food, as my colleague mentioned, is subsidized. So every student gets student coupons, and they can use them in restaurants around the city. And also the price of student dormitories are quite comparable, yeah. So it doesn't matter where you study.
Yeah, and also there's information on Study in Slovenia webpage for every location of our universities, where you can find average prices for food and accommodation.
This might even sound like a concluding remark, although I hope it is not. But studying in Slovenia is a benefit, at least from these 2 perspectives, because it is located in the heart of Europe, as mentioned before, between the Alps, Mediterranean Sea, Pannonian Plain, and the Balkans. It is a multicultural environment, so also reflected in its culinary traditions. Currently, the Slovenia is just applying for a huge project called the Culinary Region of Europe. We have a lot of diversity, and the prices are very low. Some specialized reviews have evaluated Slovenia as being one of the top culinary destinations, and all the students coming to Slovenia will be able to experience that. Slovenia is in the heart of Europe, but its heart is still very cheap to come here. Logistics are quite inexpensive. You can experience a high quality of studies and, of course, a high quality of living. As mentioned several times, it is safe and enjoyable. And we, representatives of all the universities here, are pretty sure that we can, if anything we can guarantee that the future students will spend some excellent time studying in Slovenia, and of course will never regret the decisions that they came to study at our universities.
Boris, thank you so much. And in fact, unfortunately, this was the time that we had for today's webinar. For the questions that we weren't able to address in today's live session, again, I'll make sure to forward them to the faculty members who will then in turn get back to you with all of the necessary information. So rest assured, you guys will be taken care of. And having said that, it is time to wrap up today's webinar. Therefore, allow me to thank our audience members firstly for joining. I'm sure that this session was more than informative, and I sure hope that you are seriously considering to apply to one of the universities, to one of the many programs being offered at different educational levels. So I wish you guys the best of luck with your future study endeavors. And of course, a very special thank you to Slovenia, to Ljubljana, to Katja, to Marija, to Veronica, to Stojan, and to Boris. Thank you so much for taking the time today, sharing your expertise on this matter. Perhaps any last-minute closing comments before we say goodbye?
Well, we would just like to invite you to study at our university. And if you do not decide to study for gaining a degree, you can always come as an exchange student or join us at our summer school courses. So,
welcome to Slovenia.
Dobrodošli.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And this time, a thank you to all of our participants. And this is Simon, your host, signing off by wishing you guys perhaps a good morning, might be a good afternoon, or who knows, a good evening. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.